Hi Sabres, this is Mr. Schulte with an overview of two calendar apps or tools that are available to you through the MacBook Air. The first one is the built-in calendar on the Mac, and that is right here on the dock. We can also find it through Launchpad, but if we click on this icon on the dock, calendar will, and you're most likely going to see a blank interface. Now I have a whole bunch of other shared calendars over here, and you're probably just going to see something like this. We have to check one of these. We can color code our calendar by selecting one of these and checking that box, and then whichever one we have highlighted is the color that it's going to make the event. So for today, I need to remember to bring a non-perishable food item to school when I get home. I'm going to double click, create a new event that says remember some cool things about this application are that we can create alerts. So in this case, I'm going to create it at the time of event, and I'm actually going to set the event time for 2:20 here, just to go off so we can see what that alert looks like on the screen. I can also invite people. I can add notes here as well, attachments or URLs, which is cool. So I can put a little bit of content in here if I want. Additionally, some features, if you wanted to set up your classes on here, I could double click starting Monday. Maybe I want to set up a biology course. And if I go back in that, I can repeat that. Under custom, I can choose weekly and have it repeat every day of the week. And then I can choose to end it January 16th would be the end of the semester. And now if I go in here and let's say I know that I have a Unit 3 test, today, so I would need to study for that. When I click out of this, it's going to ask me if I want to save it for only this event or for all future recurring events. If I save it for all, that note's going to show up everywhere, so I want to save it only for this event. Now if I go into Tuesdays, there's nothing in notes. The problem with this is it's kind of buried under the notes, so a lot of times I'll just edit the title itself. There's our alert popping up about the non-perishable items, so I can close that out. If I close this, it's going to change the title of all of those. I don't want that. So for whatever reason, it changed all of them, but I can change it back on all future events back to biology. Get that dash out of there. And now I believe if I do this, yeah, it should be correct now. I want to save it for only this event. And the nice thing is it shows up right in the body. So if I go to the week view here and go to next week, I can see it like this. It's a little bit easier to know what we did in there. It's just a way to add a note in that's more visible. So a little trick for you. Additionally with this, you can add other calendars in. You do have the ability under calendars to add accounts, like I added my GApps account here to show up. And what that would show me, I can show you in two different places here, is this would be a shared calendar that we created with everybody at the high school so that they could bring in meals. And so on different days we would put the name down and people could enter in their name and what they were bringing for food and stuff like that. So it's a way to share calendars with multiple people so they can all edit the content. It would be great if you're planning an event or need to know who's going to be where, when, that kind of thing. Kind of an advanced feature. I'm not going to go into how to set that up, but just so you know it's there. Now that has been shared with this Apple Calendar, but this calendar that we're looking at here actually exists online inside GApps. So this is my joseph.schulte @GApps account. And I've got that same meals calendar right here, along with a whole bunch of other calendars that have been shared with me. Student help desk calendars, in this case Sam Swenson, looking at what he did as a student help desker a couple weeks ago. And online features very similar to the calendar application. You can create recurring events, share calendars. This might work very well for you. You can also create alerts daily for this. And that's the major features that I can think of. One other calendar I wanted to show you was Microsoft Outlook has a calendar as well. And this is my calendar and Outlook. So this is what teachers use to schedule. Similar, some of the features are you can create meetings with people and invite them to meetings. So I can invite Megan Closey and Mr. Greg Henning, Walker, to a location, set a date and time, and it will send an invite to them, and they can respond back and say that they can attend or not. Kind of a cool feature. You can do that as well in the GApps. But we can schedule rooms with this, which isn't that interesting. But the Media Center itself, Miss Houston had it scheduled for Block 3 today. She was in here on this Wednesday working with students. So everybody in the building knows who would be using which room, stuff like that. So just another calendar feature. This one's not available to you. Just wanted to make you aware that these are similar in work and industry. So when you get out in the real world, you'll probably be using these a fair amount to schedule events and locations and dates. The end.